Greetings, fellow humans. Today I'm going to make a robot piñata. So a little bit different than what I normally do, but I also made a robot cake to go with it that you can see here, all for my nephew's birthday party. So there's a lot of ways to make a piñata, but first, of course, you need cardboard. I know we all got a lot of Amazon boxes lying around. Now, if you're making this piñata for adults, then you can make the piñata completely out of cardboard because it's very, very, very hard to break. Now, if you're making it for kids, however, I definitely recommend at least making one portion of that piñata paper mache so that the kids are able to break it. And then, of course, we got our Elmer's glue that we're going to use with a water mixture to make our paper mache paste. Tape is always good. We got some hot glue and I use that to glue my pieces of cardboard together. Chances that I will burn myself, 100%. And then we got a utility knife. X-Acto knife would work too, and probably scissors would work fine as well. I just find this kind of is helpful. And of course, you'll definitely need something for your piñata fringe. So here I have streamers. You can choose the color of your choice, of course, and tissue paper also works. And then also potentially construction paper. Again, none of this is set in stone. You can mix and match as you want. So let's get started, guys. So I got my box here and I'm just gonna cut this top part off, this kind of flat part, and then that's gonna be the back of my robot. So I'm gonna make a pretty simple robot, just like basic shape. So I'm gonna have like a square head and then like a larger square body. And then for the arms, I'm not gonna make them fully 3D. I'm just gonna cut out sort of a 2D arm and legs. Roll out to the side. So I cut out what's going to be the back of the robot, and then I have these pieces which I'm going to first use to reinforce this part. So now we got like a very, very solid piece to work with. I'm going to sketch out the body first here. I don't know why the Gremlin song is my default crafting song. Use some of the glue to put this together. Woo! See? Burnt myself. So now we're going to figure out how wide do we want it to be. So it's going to be pretty thick. This is what we're going to use for the width. It's going to be a little chunky. That's fine. Ouch! Ah! Puppy break! Did I get it? I think so. So this body part, like I mentioned before, this is not going to be cardboard. This is going to be paper mache. So I'm just going to lay a piece of paper on here first so I can lay the paper mache on top. So therefore, there's a vulnerable part for my nephew to break and anyone else who tries to hit this who's a youngin'. Oh, I almost made a mistake. I'm glad I caught myself, yeah. Okay, so before we start paper macheing that part, we actually have to put the wire in the center or on the inside of the piñata, or else we can't actually string it up. Okay, so here I got a wire and I'm just gonna twist it. So I could probably twist it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna leave a little bit of an edge so that I can attach that to the cardboard. Oh, heat transfer. Metal transferring heat. Who knew? Science. Now, just to kind of help that portion that's going to hold all the weight of the piñata with the candy, I'm just going to reinforce it with some cardboard, and that will also keep the wire from popping out, theoretically. Now I can put the front of the belly with paper. So I'm using a paste that I created just from Elmer's glue. It's just Elmer's glue that's diluted. So while this is drying, I'm actually going to put this aside, and I'm going to start making the arms and the legs. So I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to trace it over to another piece of cardboard and cut that out, and then we'll have the arms, and then I'll do the same thing for the legs. Got the arms here. Feet. Okay, now we can do the little antennae on the top of his head, and I think I'm going to use straws, but they need to be orange. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this in orange construction paper, and I think that should work okay. I'm going to bring out the glue gun again, I think. I'll try not to burn myself. So now I'm going to make some facial features for the robot. Okay guys, so I did 2 extra layers of the paper mache off camera, and then I ended up using a hair dryer to dry it in between, and now I can actually start adding these streamer bits, the little fringe, to make it a piñata, and I'm going to use a glue stick to attach that. I'm going to start at the bottom, that way I can kind of layer it up. What the? There's only a little bit left. Apparently, that's the only glue stick I have, which was just like 1 centimeter left, so I have to bring out the good old Elmer's glue. I have no business making these. Okay guys, so I'm going to do the same technique on all of the sides, but before I do that, I'm actually going to cut a little hole here so the candy can go in there. Alright guys, so I added the rest of the streamer fringe to the rest of the piñata, except for the top side, because I'm going to attach the antennas to there, and also I attached the feet And I'm going to attach the arms to the side as well. So I'm going to attach this guy, but I think what I'm going to do, make an indent to like press it in a little bit. Just some place where the hot glue can kind of sit. This will probably be the first to go in the robot destruction. I'm going to put the face on. This is good. Nothing can go wrong. Okay, after I've done that, I can attach the antennas. I got glue in my hair, but we've got to finish top of the head. And we've covered everything in the robot. We just need to put some fondant balls on top of the antennas and then we're good to go. Okay guys, so the robot is done. I just added some little balls on top of the antennas that I made it a fondant. You can use anything. You can use Play-Doh and wait for that to dry, or Sculpey. You can find some pom-poms from some craft stores. Anything will really work. This is just all I had. And that's what's great about this project, is you really can just use your garbage or anything that you find around the house. So this is kind of the final product. Now if you're interested in making a robot cake, I also made that for this robot theme party, and you can find that here. So as always, I hope you found this tutorial helpful, guys, or at least you learned what things you should avoid. But until next time, guys, happy miscaking!
Bam bam bear when the bed